thank you so much, and also from my part, many thanks to the Croatian presidency. These were challenging times. They have been outstanding in mastering an unprecedented task in these crisis times. So many thanks from my part too. It was wonderful to work together, and of course we're looking forward to intensive work in the Council. But thanks very much for this presidency. Indeed, today's Council came at a crucial time. We are only now 6 months away from the end of the Brexit transition period, and it was therefore important to take stock of the ongoing negotiations with the United Kingdom. We jointly stressed our willingness to undertake all possible efforts to come to an agreement, seeking solutions that will allow us to sign a one-of-a-kind partnership with the United Kingdom. And indeed, for this we have to bridge wide divergences which remain to be solved. The topics are known. It's the level playing fields, it's the fisheries, the governance, and it's the scope of our police and judicial cooperation. These are important points for the European Union because these are principles: fair competition, the rising social standards, protecting our citizens, and the rule of law. These are principles that are at the heart of the European Union. Time is short, however, and even if we find a deal, many things will still change in our relationship with the United Kingdom, for citizens, for businesses, for administrations. We therefore also need to plan for these changes. The Commission has been working on these issues. We've made progress, but we should not reduce our efforts. We will continue to assist national authorities and other stakeholders in their preparation for Brexit. I also emphasize to leaders that we must continue our work to ensure the proper implementation of the withdrawal agreement. We will remain very attentive on this point. Finally, no one can say with certainty where these negotiations will be at the end of this year, but I know for sure that we will have done everything to reach an agreement and to have a good start with the United Kingdom as a third country neighbor then. On Next Generation EU, just like we are 6 months away from the end of the transition period, we are now also 6 months away from the end of the current MFF and in the midst of the deepest economic crisis provoked by COVID-19. It is therefore essential that we lose no time in setting our economic and social recovery on a firm footing. And as you know, the Commission has come forward with a plan to do just that. It's called Next Generation EU, combined with a reinforced MFF. It will provide the necessary means, 1,850 billion euros, and the proper focus on a green, a digital, and a resilient recovery to help the European Union, its citizens, its businesses to emerge stronger from the crisis. The first discussion was, in my view, very positive. Leaders unanimously agreed that the severity of this crisis justifies an ambitious common response, one that combines solidarity, investment, and reforms. And I was also glad to hear that many leaders stress that we must do everything in our power to reach an agreement soon in the European Council before the summer break. There is real understanding that the effectiveness of the response depends on this too. Finally, there was a lot of support for the focus on the green and the digital dimension. That was very good. Those as driving elements for the modernization efforts financed by Next Generation EU. All this is good news. Of course, the discussions also showed differences of opinion on various issues. For example, the overall size of Next Generation EU, on the balance between grants and loans, on the allocation key, and on own new resources and rebates. It is absolutely legitimate to discuss all of these issues, and I explained to leaders the Commission's reasoning on each of them. So I look forward to the next steps in the discussions that Charles will organize in the coming weeks. I'm sure that on these points we can reach a consensus, provided we do not lose sight of the big picture.